We all good?
Yeah, good.
Excellent.
Have you guys ever heard the story of the learning in Hydra? It's one of Heracles' 12 labors he had to accomplish before he became a hero. ISIS, or I'm going to talk about ISIS. I came to the learning in Hydra. It's one of the many terrorist organizations who should have died a long time ago, but just didn't, they kept on coming back. Today I'm going to inform you about, I hope with the information that I'm going to give you today, it will help you feel more secure as to who and what ISIS wants, who ISIS is, what ISIS wants, and it will possibly help you steer policy in the U.S. In the right direction as to how to deal with them. Today I'm going to talk to you about ISIS. I'm going to give you a brief about their origins. I'm going to tell you about their motives and intentions, and I'm going to tell you about how they're using social media or various media to see those ends met. ISIS started in the wake, or ISIS came into being in the wake of the 2003 U.S.-led invasion of Iraq. At the time, they were only one of many Sunni extremist groups fighting in the U.S. They had no real name, and they were attacking Shiite civilians in an attempt to start a sectarian civil war. The leader at the time was Abu Saad al-Zarqawi. He was, I believe, in Al-Qaeda, and he was the leader of ISIS at the time. He was killed, though, in an airstrike in 2006, and the prototype of ISIS was nearly wiped out because other Sunni tribes decided to turn against them and fight with U.S. forces. This setback was short-lived, as they managed to regroup and reform inside U.S.-run prison camps. This is where their current leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, came into prominence. And this is where they managed to reform and regroup. They took advantage of the conflict in Syria in 2011 to seize territory in northern Syria and establish their first base of operations. This is where they officially changed their name to ISI. There's actually two. There's ISIS, which means Islamic State of Iraq, and Al-Sham, or there's ISIL, which means Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, which is like the region that they're currently in right now. They also took advantage of U.S. combat forces departing from Iraq in 2014, and by the end of January of that year, 2014, they managed to seize key cities in Iraq, Tikrit, Mosul, and Al-Aqlam. During this time, intelligence estimates that some 15,000 foreign fighters from 80 different countries were coming in to join their ranks, including teenagers from Chicago, Minnesota, and Minneapolis. Which leads to my next point, as what their intentions are. Pretty much, ISIS wants to take over that entire region. It wants to take over all Arabic lands. It wants to do this to establish the new caliphate, which is the kingdom after the Prophet Muhammad died. But then they want to establish a new one with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi as their caliph. What they want to do is they want to amass any and all true believers, which in their eyes is probably hardcore, like radical Islamists, to their cause. They want to recruit women to be wives of jihadists, so they can have families and populate their territories. They want doctors, lawyers, anyone pretty much that can add to their infrastructure. They want to basically build an Islamic state, like a neo country, basically, of all the Arabic lands, and they want to kick any infidels out. They want basically the land for radical Muslims, by radical Muslims. They want to, they pretty much want to make a new country, and some commentators have speculated that they want to draw the West into a full-blown conflict with them. Other commentators have said that they want the harbingers of the apocalypse. They want to bring the armies of Rome, as in the West, and they want to defeat them there, which, if you guys know the Bible, have read the story of the apocalypse, that's the end of days, when the armies of Rome are defeated. Which brings me to my next point as how they're going to get these intentions done, or how they're going to get how they're going to see these ends met, which is they use social media, or any media actually. They use video, social media, to attract and recruit and intimidate young impressionable minds. They want to they want to shock you basically into fearing them, and they want to impress. They want to impress you, or not impress you, but impress potential recruits by showing them their military structure and their military might. They use social media to push a false narrative to potential recruits or people living in their territories. They want to use. This has created a new angle, or a new dimension of threat to them, and the U.S. now considers them a domestic threat because of the ease of access of the internet. Hopefully what I showed you today, it can give you better insights as to who and what ISIS is, and what they want, and hopefully hopefully you can steer policy better as to instability in the Middle East, and prevent instability the world over.